What's going on, everyone? So this season is incredibly important for Jeremy Sohan. And he's going into a contract year. He's going into a contract season. And there's a couple ways we can look at this, right? One, what role, minutes, opportunity is he actually going to get this season, right? Because unless he really took strides from last season to this season shooting the three ball, I don't know if you can start him. Right? And if you don't start him, and there's a lot of talks that the Spurs are expected to play Wemby at the 4 more, right? And then you add in several other guys that make sense playing the 4. Does Jeremy Sohan potentially kind of be the odd man out? And if so, does he start to get a little antsy? Because again, if he's kind of like, the third forward on the depth chart or something, and he's only getting 10, 15 minutes a night, and he's looking at it as like, dude, I'm trying to make $20+ million like he wants, reportedly, then that could cause some rifts. I mean, this is a real make or break season for Jeremy Sohan, at least with the San Antonio Spurs. If he's really good and he's undeniable and he's hitting shots, then I think that the Spurs keep him around. But it also comes down to how much does he realistically want? Because you can't give him $20+ million. Even if he's great, I don't think you can give him $20+ million. Right? Even if he shoots 40% from 3 this year, I don't know if you could do that. Because you got to keep in mind, not only are you going to have to pay Jeremy Sohan next offseason, your Victor Wembanyama is going to be headed into that contract year, so you're going to have to give him a contract. And then after that, it's Stephon Castle. And then after that, it's Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. Right? And you already have De'Aaron Fox. You're going to have to start making some tough calls and tough decisions. Granted, if Jeremy Sohan shoots 40% from 3-point range, you're probably giving him the $20 million and you figure it out, right? But, that was a little exaggerative. But Jeremy Sohan, I really like him as that Swiss Army knife. Anytime I talk about Jeremy Sohan, I always get the two camps. I get people that think he's like, oh my God, he's Dennis Rodman and reincarnated. He's, the second coming. He's the GOAT, right? He's going to be the greatest Spur ever to live. And then I get the other side that's like, he's trash. Just cut him. He's garbage. Like, no team's going to trade for him. The worst player in the league, right? Like, it's just like two polar opposites, which I think is kind of funny. But I think Jeremy Sohan is a good player, right? I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he's anything like that. His defensive versatility is incredible, right? His ability to defend basically every position on the basketball court, and his ability to kind of be that Swiss Army knife type of player. I like that. Right? I like having guys that can, you can run your offense through at times. You can kind of play as like the point forward. I mean, they tried to do it full time for like a season and it didn't work out, but you shouldn't, right? You're not looking for him to do that. You're looking for him to kind of like in spots, you're running various actions and stuff like that to where maybe he's the guy that's, making the decision, right? Like it doesn't hurt to kind of have a guy that could slot in at the power forward position that can make plays and make reads and react, right? Like that could go a long way for a Spurs team. But it's really his offensive limitations. Now, again, he's basically 11 points a game every season for his career. His stats have essentially been the exact same every season he's been in the league, which is also part of the problem. But in his defense, he's not really gotten much consistency, right? They've tried all different kinds of configurations with Jeremy Sohan. And, so it just depends on how you want to look at it. You can look at it one way where it's like he hasn't really improved much. And then you can look at it another way where it's like, he's kind of basically been the same player. But then you can look at it the other way is like the fact that he has been that while having no real consistency in like the role and the play style and all that stuff, and being slotted at a position at times and, all this experimentation, that the fact that he has been able to kind of stay the player he is a testament to him. So it just kind of, again, I think it goes into what side of the fence are you on? Are you in the, he's the greatest, he's the GOAT, or are you the, like, he's a bum, get him off our team type thing? But I mean, like I said, even if he's forever the type of player he is, right? You look for his career, 11.5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and half a block. If he's just that for his entire career, right, and basically 27.3 minutes per game. So if he's kind of a role guy off the bench and just playing in that position, I don't think that that's terrible, right? Like, I don't hate, like, that's fine. Every team in the league could use somebody like that. That's giving you 11, 6, 3, 1.5. But that's the thing. He's been that literally every year. Rookie season, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 0.8 steals, half a block. Second year, 11.6 points, 6.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, a steal, half a block, right? Points, right? 11.4 points, 2.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds, zero point 0.8 steals. He's 0.8 all 3 years, and then half a block. Again, half a block all 3 years, right? I mean, he's literally the exact line, right? So to me, I look at this and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, him being kind of that 11, 6, and 3 guy that's giving you a block and steal, right? Like, but we have to be honest and realistic, and he has to be honest and realistic about it. He has to be willing and understand that, like, hey, I'm not a $20 million player, at least on this team. And he also may have to make decisions accordingly. Because if he's looking at it as like, that's all I'm ever going to be with the Spurs, does he want to stick around to only ever be that with the Spurs? Or does he look at it as like, no, I'm fine, I'm comfortable in that role? Will he ever actually be able to be a starter on this team is really the question, right? Because, like I said, right now, I would start Harrison Barnes over him. Especially if you're trying to win games because you need the shooting, you need the floor spacing. Granted, I don't know what Jeremy Sohan's going to be from 3 this season. Maybe he is much improved. Maybe he is great. But you look at him, I mean, he can't be much worse than he's been. You look at the last 3 seasons. He was 24.6% on 2.4 attempts. Then he went from 24.6% to 30.8%. Okay, real progress, real strides on 3.1 attempts, so more attempts. But then last year on 1.7 attempts, so fewer attempts, right, still was 30.8%. So the exact same 3-point percentage. He needs to at least this season get to 34, 35%. Because if he's like 32, 33%, I just don't think that that's enough to warrant him getting big minutes and especially $20 million on that stuff. He's still incredibly young, plenty of upside, plenty of room, plenty of growth, which is why he might be a valuable trade asset. But if we're looking for him to be the guy slotting in at the 4 long term, I mean, I think you're almost better off having Carter Bryant be that guy long term. In theory and concept, right? The idea, like in a perfect world, it's like, okay, you got Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Carter Bryant, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama. That's your starting 5 for the next 10 plus years, right? They're all excellent. They're all versatile. You got the defense, you got the switching, and you got another dynasty on your hands, right? That's the goal. That's the vision. That's the dream. That's the hope. But the reality often is not anywhere close to that. And guys are going to end up being the odd man out. Guys are like, there's going to be players that we all love that we're just like, you got to trade him. He's the odd man out, whether we want him to or not, or whether we agree with it or not. You're going to have to make those tough calls, those tough decisions. And to me, Jeremy Sohan, it's a big make or break year for him. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.